Choreb Beruach, Sword of the Spirit. Interpreted and narrated by Wendy. Yuchanan, John, Chapter 12. The first of weeks, Miriam Magdalite came to the sepulchre early, when it was still dark, and she saw that the stone was taken away from the sepulchre. So she ran and went to Shimaun Kepa and to the other Talmid, whom Yehoshua loved, and said to them, "They have taken away Adonai out of the sepulchre, and I do not know where they laid him." Therefore Kepa and the other Talmid went out and came to the sepulchre. Thus they both ran together. However, the other Talmid outran Kepa and came to the sepulchre first. Then he stooped down and saw the linen sheets placed on one side. But he did not enter. Moreover, Shimaun Kepa came after him and went into the sepulchre. Also he saw the linen sheets placed on one side. However, the cloth that was around his head was not lain with the linen sheets, but it was folded in a place by itself. Then the other Talmid, who came first to the sepulchre, went in and saw and believed also. For they did not understand the scripture yet, that he must rise again from the dead. Then the Talmudim went away to that place again. But Miriam stood outside the sepulchre, weeping, and as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre. And she saw two angels in white. One was sitting at the head, and the other was at the feet of where the body of Yehoshua had lain. Then they said to her, "Woman, why do you weep?" She answered them, "Because they have taken away Adonai, and I do not know where they have laid him." And when she had said this, she turned herself back and saw Yehoshua standing, but she did not know it was Yehoshua. Yehoshua said to her, "Woman, why do you weep? Who do you seek?" Supposing he was the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him from here, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Yehoshua said to her, "Miriam." She turned herself and said to him, "Rabbi." Yehoshua said to her, "Do not touch me, for I have not ascended to my Father yet. But go to my Talmudim and say to them, I ascend to my Father, and your Father, and my all, and your all." So Miriam Magdalite went and made it known to the Talmudim, saying, I saw him, and he spoke these things to me. Then that same day, being the first of the week, at evening, when the doors were shut where the Talmudim were assembled, for fear of the Yehudim, Yehoshua came and stood in the midst, and said to them, "Shalom lakem, peace to you." And when he had said this, he showed his hands and side to them. Then, when they saw the Adon, the Talmudim were glad. And Yehoshua said to them again, "Shalom lakem, as my Father has sent me, even so I send you." And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said, "Receive the Ruach Kodesh. Whatever sins of whom you forgive, they are forgiven to them. Whatever you retain, they are retained." But Tama, one of the 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yehoshua came. Therefore the other Talmudim said to him, "We have seen the Adon." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail piercings in his hands, and put my finger into the piercings, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe." Then, after 8 days, his Talmudim were inside, and Tama was with them. The doors being shut, Yehoshua came and stood in the midst of them. Then he said, "Shalom lakem." Furthermore, he said to Tama, "Reach your finger here, and behold my hands, and reach your hand here, and thrust it into my side. Then do not be faithless, but believing." And Tama answered and said to him, my Adon, and my all." Yahushua said to him, "Tama, because you have seen me, you have believed. Endowed are those who have not seen, and yet have believed." Truly, Yahushua did many signs in the presence of his Talmudim that are not written in this supper. But these are written so that you might believe that Yahushua is the Mashiach, the son of Elua, and that by believing you might have life by Yahushua HaMashiach.